What is the best menopause coaching? I'm Kristen DiDomenico, and I am a certified menopause health coach. And I get this question a lot, like, what is menopause coaching? And why do I need it? So when I think of the best menopause coaching, I think about, why do women come in to talk to me? Why would we need a coach? I can read things online. There's lots of books, good books. Instagram, of course, has so much information on what we should and shouldn't be doing in menopause. There's a lot of information out there, and most of it is good information. However, the question is it the best menopause coaching framework for you? Meaning, information is out there. The information is out there, right? There's so many different ways to heal our bodies at this stage in life. And the thing is, your body is your body. You are not like your friend down the street or your tennis, the friends you play tennis with who are doing one thing. The key is that you're unique, and your experience, your biology, your constitution, your, everything from your body and your genetics is completely different from someone else's. And so when we think about the best menopause coaching, it's more about the right coaching for you. And it comes down to looking, for me, in my menopause coaching framework, I coach women using the 4 pillars of health and longevity. And that would be nutrition, what we're eating, when we're eating, why we're eating, how we're eating. And of course, exercise is a really important component. Movement and exercise. So exercise being the number one thing we need to be doing at this stage in life, strength training. Certainly supported by cardiovascular exercise. Yoga, Pilates, really important. So for mobility, for balance. And so that to me is an important component. So nutrition, exercise, sleep. This is something that so many women struggle with at this stage in life. We know we struggle to fall asleep. We wake up in the middle of the night, struggle to get back to sleep, or you wake up so early and so you're not getting enough of good quality sleep. And then stress management. This is a biggie. And it's a confusing one because with the loss of our reproductive hormones, we struggle, our nervous system struggles, just being in a normal state, right? We may not even realize that we are stressed out, but our sympathetic drive, that fight, flight, freeze, is most often at this stage in life more on high alert. So we struggle to go into that parasympathetic state, which is more that rest, that calm, being at ease in our life. And so that's a really important place that we need to focus on, and so those are the 4 pillars. The overriding other really important piece of healing and really the best menopause coaching, I believe, is to be in community, is to be with other women who are going through similar experiences and challenges and struggles, and then triumphs for sure. We have to see that these, the coaching that we're receiving and participating in is working. That's really important, because otherwise, what are we doing, right? So I'm going to talk a little more about, the difference between, different types of coaching, because there's a lot out there, right? And so the 4 pillars are an important component of the best menopause coaching. And then it's, what's the environment? Is it a program that you do online? Strictly online, you follow, menus, exercise routines. And some people can do that, right? If you're a very highly disciplined person, you are going to show up for yourself no matter what gets, life happens. And for many of us, we can let that take us away. So, but are you the person who will stick to it? Very regimented, maybe disciplined. If that's you, then maybe a big, a platform where you're just doing it at your own pace online, that can work, without specific individual coaching. Now, the way my coaching works, and what I believe is the best menopause coaching, because I've seen so many women succeed in this framework, is a combination of one-on-one coaching to really dive into your bio-individuality, combined with group coaching. So that hybrid of individual and group. I think it can be really the best of both worlds, because again, it's not a one-size-fits-all, it's individualized, but you're also in that community that I spoke about, that where you're not alone. And I was speaking with one of my clients on just yesterday, and she, when we were talking about it, and she's traveling and she's gone through some big changes. She's moved and, she's dealing with an elderly mother, that is struggling with her health, and lots of stress. And I said to her, and she's losing weight, right? Because why do women come in to work with me? Mostly because they want to lose their belly fat, right? They're struggling with weight. They don't feel good. They just want to feel like themselves again. And, I totally get it, because I've been there, right? And it's really important to have the support and accountability as we go through making changes at this stage in life. Why? Right? Why can't you just read a book or, go online? Everything's out there, right? I'm not going to be sharing, rocket science with you that you've never heard of. A lot of it is probably things we know how to do. My job in menopause coaching is to help you succeed and follow through, right? It's that accountability, it's support. And what my client said was, when she's out at a restaurant, our prior discussion, when we talked about what kind of choices are best for her to make to stay on track, it comes into her mind. Not only that, but she knows she's going to be talking to me, right, in a few days to check in. And so it's that subliminal kind of messaging that we're taking in, because we're accountable to someone else, not just on our own. And most of us on our own, it's a fight. It's a fight because we are dealing with this up here, our head, and we are back and forth. It's like a constant game of ping pong that we're going through on a daily basis. But what having a coach does is it takes, kind of hopefully gets you out of your head a little bit and just into doing the things. Living your life, but having a guide, someone who is helping you with a structure, a lifestyle that fits you, right? That's important, right? I believe the best menopause coaching isn't you fitting into a plan, but a plan fitting into you, right? We are unique. We have unique, day in, day out experiences. And it's really important that we're not looking at, a total overhaul here. We're not looking to change everything. We're looking to fit small lifestyle shifts into your life that you want to live, not to restrict, not to over-exercise and spend hours in the gym, unless you want to, but to work with your life. And this is so important when I think about the best menopause coaching out there, because having someone who's on your side, who's rooting for you, who is working with you to make small changes, one step at a time, is really how this works. Because we're looking for a doable, lifelong, pattern, structure, system, right? That we can live within, not something that we're going to do for 30 days and then fall back out. My job as a menopause coach is to help you find that equilibrium that helps you to lose the weight, helps you to feel your best, allows you to do what you want to do in life, and live a long, healthy life. As women today, at this stage in life, this is a critical time in our lives, right? We are in a time where disease is prevalent, and it's a breeding ground right now if we're not taking care of ourselves. And what I mean by that is if we don't act now and really make substantive, small shifts to create that life we want, that healthy life, in our later years, we will suffer. So now is the time. We have to do it now so that we can live a longer, healthier life, not just an existence, right? Where we're in a home and just existing, waiting to die. I don't want to live that way, and I don't want you to have to live that way. So really how I support women, as a menopause coach is something I'm so passionate about. I've been there. I've had to work through a lot of these same things that I help you work through. And the reason I got into this space was because of my own health challenges, personally. And through that, I got the education. I did the research. I dove into the science. I was determined that I was not going to just accept that this is how I was going to feel forever. I knew that there had to be a different way. And so this is why I do what I do. And I help women in this space to feel their best. And that's the gift. Life is precious. We have one life. And the question for you is, how do you want to live it? How do you want to experience this last chapter, this final chapter of your life? It doesn't have to feel this way, the way you might be feeling now. You can feel really good in your body, in your mind. And it really is just a few small focused shifts that can happen with what I believe is the best menopause coaching protocol out there. I hope that you find inspiration here and you're able to come into seeing that you are worth taking care of, no matter what. And there's hope. So with that, I hope this is helpful, and I look forward to sharing more with you in the days and weeks to come. Thanks so much.